Hey guys, Lorena Magana here with New Filmmakers Los Angeles. Today, I'm talking to director Paige Morrow Kimball and her producing partner Kathleen and Keagy about their new film, Andina. Let's take a look at a clip from the film.
Happy divorce party, sweetie.
Oh, move over, Martha Stewart.
Well, it was nothing. Look what else I made. Happy divorce party t-shirts. Yes, for everyone. It's going to look gorgeous on everyone.
Thank you so much. Terry's here.
It's a blender.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You drove so far. Yeah. You're kidding me.
Oh, well, it's not every day my sister gets a divorce.
Steven's watching the kids.
Yeah, well, they're his kids too.
Yeah.
At least the first two are. Not so sure about the third.
How did you come up with the concept behind Andina?
I came up with a concept behind the film because I noticed that there weren't enough stories reflected in movies and television about women in the middle, like me. As an actress, I was always going up for roles of somebody's wife or somebody's mother or somebody's secretary, and it just didn't seem to me that there were enough well-developed, funny, deep roles for women. So I thought, well, if I don't tell my own story, then who is going to? So Ending Up became a mission to get stories out about women like me.
How did you and Kathleen come to collaborate on this film together?
It's actually a great story.
Well, we both have daughters who are 7 years old now, and we met through an activity at our daughter's school, and the chemistry was just right, and Paige looked at me and said, "Produce my film." I said, "Well, I've never produced a film before." She said, "Don't care, produce my film," and the rest is history.
I figured if she could produce the spring event, she could produce the film too. And I was right.
And my background's in theater and performance, so it's not that I'm unfamiliar. It's just film was a new road for me.
The breastfeeding shot at the end of the film, how did you guys come up with that? Was it just sort of happenstance, or was it written into the script?
It's interesting. I have so many thoughts about this because, just in brief, it made a lot of people uncomfortable. A lot of people were uncomfortable, and mostly male, but even some women were uncomfortable with all the breasts in the film. I had a friend who's a male friend. He was like sort of distracted by all the boobs. And, like by Jenica's, they all got big breasts, he said. I'm like, yeah? I didn't even notice, but especially by the breastfeeding shot in the end. But it's funny, there's a funny story about the breastfeeding shot. That really didn't exist in the script. In the script, it was just the baby in her arms, this beautiful, moment, this beautiful baby. But the baby on the set would not stop crying. And his mom, who is fantastic and wonderful, and brought the baby as a favor. She's a friend of a friend, and the baby wouldn't stop crying. And we said, "Would you mind putting on the T-shirt and breastfeeding?" She's like, "Sure." So, gosh, what was her name? Keisha Garvey. Krisha Garvey. Krisha was a friend of a friend, and she brought the baby, which was so great, and we couldn't get the baby to stop crying. So we said, "Krisha, do you mind just putting on the shirt and breastfeeding?" So sure enough, she puts on the shirt, breastfeed. We didn't have time to relight, but we were like turned around, so if you notice, the shot is actually flipped. But so the baby's just quietly suckling on a boob, and I shouldn't say that. The baby is quietly sucking on a breast, and it's become a shot that everybody comments on. What I love about it is, like, from my documentary background, sometimes you just have to go with the golden moments that are offered. There's these nuggets. You don't plan for them, but if you're open and you're an artist, you really can receive like some of the best moments in your film that way.